Morning, everybody. I hope you're all well and in great spirits. Today's video is about messaging to the youth. I saw a thumbnail recently about two content creators handling it like men. No, like real men. And it was referencing a fight they had. And I thought, is that how real men handle it? Do the men that don't get in fist fights and resolve their issues otherwise, are those not real men? When I was little, I lived in the housing projects. I grew up with a lot of people who lost their lives too soon or took somebody's life. As a kid, I've seen people butchered in front of me. Saw them take their last breaths. I've been exposed to violence. I've been beat up. I've been jumped. And so the world seemed violent to me. More recently, I heard someone say that the world is violent and it's always going to be violent, so you have to be willing to commit violence. I'll say that despite the violence I was exposed to and the beliefs I have, I was fortunate enough to see another world. Yes, the world as a whole is really violent. But within this world, there's a lot of little worlds that people live in. Some people live in an extremely violent world. I've seen people who have managed to attain a nice career, a really good education, a beautiful home, a beautiful car if they want it, a beautiful spouse, kids that they can support in becoming whoever they want to be. And these people have never been in one fight in their lives, at least not physically. So there are worlds within this big world where violence doesn't exist. Now, someone from this world where violence exists might intrude on that world occasionally, break into a house, commit violence. No one's completely safe. I get that. But I know people who have made it all the way to adulthood and led satisfying, comfortable, happy lives without ever committing an act of violence themselves. Some of them I consider men. They stood by their families, did good by them, raised them, provided for them, and still support them, have great relationships with them. So there are worlds out there where the men in them don't handle it like real men with these. They figure some other way. Or don't get offended by every little thing that makes them feel like they have to respond. The second part is some people might like to fight. It might be in them to fight. In Chicano Park in San Diego, there's a mural that I really like. It's My Little Brown Brother. And the people who painted this mural did it as a message to the youth. Dang, did I have a stroke or some shit? This is their message to the youth, thus, my little brown brother. And it tells them that there are a lot of ways to be a warrior. It doesn't have to be according to the definition of people who promote, this is how real men handle it. it says that you can serve as a shield and protection to your people through a lot of other means. It encourages you to take up law. You might accomplish more for your people through picking up a book, learning civil rights law, and then protecting your community from outside harm inflicted on them through your knowledge of law. Thus, you become a protection for them, much more so than these could do. A lot of the times I see people who promote these and, the get down where you're mad at and violence as a solution. They tend to talk about the art of war because it's something they think they should know. A lot of them watch gangster movies. If they've seen The Godfather, I'm sure most relate to Sonny. They think he was the coolest brother. He was the downest brother. But see, the Japanese Sun Tzu Matsumoto talks specifically about people like Sonny. He says that you should not engage them head on, but rather lure them to a place of your choosing and slay them there. They're like bulls. And so, Sonny, as you know, classic Matsumoto example, they got him mad, knowing how he would respond because he was so predictable. And when he responded as predicted, they slayed him at the toll booth, which was the place of their choosing. He had to stop. Promoting that type of mentality is promoting a mentality that didn't serve Sonny well, if you're into that. Me, I'm with the people who painted the mural. I'd rather see you pick up a law book, have our people talk great about you for the protections you provided us in these arenas where we're not at. So anyways, seeing that thumbnail, they handled it like real men, made me think about all this other stuff. I'd rather see you guys be civil rights lawyers with kids that have the freedom to not worrying about having to fight back and instead getting to be whoever they want to be. Maybe they're the first one of us that makes it to space as an astronaut, and not because it's already developed and they needed a janitor or a landscaper up there. That's what's up. Have a good one.